Hey, I'm Ken. Welcome to Stock Market Unfiltered, where we take a candid look / funny at the stock market. Try to be educational and entertaining. You never know what's going to happen here. I had one people that watched the channel wanted me to go back outside and see how I could figure out how to get these squirrels involved in the video. I don't know if I can get squirrels involved in a video or not. When it comes to the stock market, I don't know, maybe I could talk about honey nut Cheerios cereal. I don't know. You never know. There's not right much news on the stock market today. It's kind of flat right at the moment. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 60 points. NASDAQ's down 42, and the S&P 500 is down 11. So it's been quite a bit of news today. We'll start with financials. Why not? It's earnings season. Remember I talked about earnings season? They have it. You have January and February, and they report the previous quarter, and they have a break in March, and April and May, they report another quarter, and it goes all the way through the year. So right now, in earnings seasons, and this time, some of them are reporting what they did last quarter, as in the first quarter of 2023. Some of them may be a quarter behind and reporting what they did in the fourth quarter of 2022. But at any rate, it's earnings season. And so far, there's probably been about, 60 or 70 companies maybe that have reported. And 90% of these companies have beat their earnings estimates. That's not a joke, surprise to me. Why? Because all the analysts have already previously lowered their earnings expectations for this year, taking into account we may have a recession, a mild recession, a big recession, a depression, who knows? Sounds like a hurricane. Get it? My hat? Hurricane? Well, that's just my opinion. But 90% have beat their earnings is not my opinion, that's a fact. So I guess that's, well, what did I tell you? If you lowered earnings, the expectations, and the company is beating lowered expectations, what happens when they beat it? The stock price goes up. That's common sense. And then, remember I talked to you about some regional banks and things, and banks tend to trade on other banks sometimes. If there's bad news from one bank, the other banks may go down in sympathy. We talked about that just, a couple of videos ago? We have one today. No surprise, is it? Yeah. This is going to be State Street Corporation, right out of Boston. This is a financial holding company, okay? The company through its subsidiary, State Street Bank and Trust Company, they provide, according to this article, a wide range of financial products and services to institutional investors. Has two lines of business: investment service, investment management. Oh, what's what? They had terrible earnings today. Their earnings per share was $1.52. But the problem was, the estimate was $1.64. So they missed it by 12 cents. Their revenue was supposed to be, on an estimate basis, $3.126 billion. Their actual number, $3.101 billion. Their income went from 549, they expected their income, the analysts that followed this company, expected to be 604 million. It was 549 million. That was almost 60 million short of what they were supposed to do. So you know what that did to the stock, didn't you? You don't even have to guess. You already know. That stock at the moment is 2 o'clock on the East Coast. It's at 71.62, and it's down 10.51%. Yeah, it is. Bad news. And that's kind of a regional type bank also. So at one point, I'm talking about how the regional banks, they could filter down a TFC, which reports earnings in 3 days. I put an order in to buy 500 shares of TFC back at my cost basis at $31.50 because I saw it going down. So, we're going to go down because of news on another bank that has nothing to do with TFC. So I put the 500 share order in for $31.50. It did. That's my current cost basis. It didn't quite make it there, but I mean, you never know. I still just the order is still active, but I don't. That's not going to get hit. I key it in like that. I key in an order or a price I want to pay for a stock, and if it gets there, fine. If not, I'll live to buy it another day maybe. Because at the moment, TFC is up 67 cents at 33.92. It got down to 32.72, so I was $1.22 away from buying 500 shares. I mean, that's quite a bit, but that's you never know. You have to put it in, and of course that started everybody talking about financials again. That's not. And remember Friday, we had J.P. Morgan Chase, the largest bank in America, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, and I believe PNC. Those banks, I saw, I don't know if he was an analyst or one of these firms, but they got talking about banks, and because of the news from the ticker symbol for that State Farm Bank is STT. That's the one that's down so much. STT. That's the ticker symbol, down 10%. The State Street Corporation. It's STT. But he was talking about banks, and he was making a comment, and I have said this before already. It's amazing to me. I'm just a common person. I don't have no bachelor's degree in financial planning or all this. This is common sense and what I've seen for the last 30 years I've been doing the stock market. And all these years I've been aggravated hearing people talk about stuff I don't understand. I've had to learn it. So now that's why I have this channel. I'm breaking it down for somebody who's simple retail investor like me that just wants to make a few bucks and enjoy life and have a decent retirement. That's all I'm trying to do. But this guy was on there talking about the 4 banks Friday. He said, and I'm paraphrasing because I didn't actually quote him. He's thinking 1/3 of all deposits, that's deposits, that Americans, U.S. citizens, or wherever put in the bank, says 1/3 of all deposits are in these 4 banks. So his explanation was 2/3 of the rest of the banks, which would be a lot of regional banks, have the rest of the deposits. So his whole point is he's looking at these banks and report, and he's thinking these banks are going to have a whole lot lower deposits. In other words, they have more money flowing out of the bank, deposit-wise, money, than they do have coming in. He's saying that people are kind of wising up to moving their money. They call it dead money. It's sitting there, lazy money, however you want to look at it, in the bank. Earning what? 0.1% interest. And I don't know how many times I've talked about this with the banks and he says, he's thinking the banks, if they want to keep depositors from moving their money, and this is the second time I've heard this, and I talked about this weeks ago. If you want to keep the people from taking the deposits out, they need to raise the interest rates on their deposits. It's just a no-brainer, isn't it? And then he said, of course, if they do that, if they have to raise interest rates that they're paying me and you to leave our money in their bank, then they might not make as much money because they're having to pay more out to us in interest, so they don't make as much money. Well, they're making all kinds of money, obviously, because they're not giving us crap for interest. And as I said before, where are these people moving their monies to? He was talking about it. Same thing I've told you. U.S. Treasuries. Today is 5.3. I bought some more. 30,000. Cost me $29,500. But I'm guaranteed to make that $500 on July the 31st. Actually, this is August the 1st, every tours. I'm guaranteed to get $500. And again, we talked about, Ken, $500 in 3 months ain't nothing. Hey, it is something. That's guaranteed. You multiply 500 times 12 at $6,000 in guaranteed fixed income from U.S. Treasuries. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to be a millionaire and buy like Warren Buffett does every Monday. So I don't know what he bought today. What if he bought $2 billion in U.S. Treasuries? They do it every Monday. I don't know if they bought $2 billion today, but he was talking about he had $122 billion in cash and fixed income. That's what he's talking about, U.S. Treasuries. That's a lot of money. $2 billion times 52 is $104 billion just in 1 year. So keep in mind what's going on. It's in the financial things today. So, and another big news today was You've heard of Merck? You've heard of Merck? Yeah, that's a pharmaceutical company. That's the first thing I saw when I was got up and seeing what the news of the day was. And Merck is basically a global healthcare company. They offer health solutions through prescription medicines, of course, biological therapies, vaccines, animal health products, on and on and on. So guess what they did today? Unlike what Exxon tried to do with Pioneer, they bought out Prometheus, ticker symbol RXDX. Their deal was $200 per share in cash for this company, Prometheus. I hope I'm saying it right, but you got the ticker symbol if you want to look it up, RXDX. And that equals to about $10.8 billion. And you may want to say, why did Merck buy this? This is the explanation. This helps Merck build up its autoimmune drug portfolio. It has Prometheus drug. This drug is not even approved yet. It's designated PRA023 is the name of this drug. But it's not approved yet. But it's suspected to be approved. And this helps treat Crohn's disease and a lot more other stuff. So Merck wants this to add to their portfolio. And you may say, why? Have you ever heard of Keytruda or Keytruda? Keytruda, however you say that. I've seen the advertisements on commercials and things all the time. It's a drug that treats melanoma, amongst other things. It generated $21 billion in 2022 for Merck. And it's patent protected right at the moment, so you don't have a generic of it. But this patent protection expires in 2028. Okay, so they might not make as much money because then you can have I like to call it the off-knock brands, you know, like you go in there instead of buying, I don't know, Del Monte ketchup, you buy Food Line ketchup, off-brand, not the name brand. So that's what's happening here. So they're going to buy this, and guess what? They expect this thing to be approved right about 2028 when their protection on Keytruda expires. So that's a good deal, I guess, for Merck. But if you own RXDX, which is Prometheus Biosciences, you're happier than we were when we had Pioneer. This stock at about 2:10 in the afternoon is $193.20. It's plus $79.19, which equals to plus 69.46% increase in one day. Wouldn't you like to have a stock that went up 70% in one day because it's being bought out by another company? We were happy to see Pioneer go up that $17 in that one day, weren't we? I was. Oh. So that's what's kind of going on in the market today. They're still harping on financials and things. And we'll keep it short today because there's not a lot of news except for financials, of course. And remember, TFC reports 3 days. So we'll see what happens with TFC. I want to talk about Pioneer right quick. Because I told you, I believe it was the last video, I decided I might not sell some shares. I changed my mind because I need to practice what I preach. So if I can't do what I tell you guys to do, there's no point in me being up here. Today, I saw Exxon going down. I saw quite a few oil companies going down today. And I'm in my way of thinking, I'm thinking this looks like maybe a profit-taking day. And I saw Pioneer was kind of the exception at the moment. It had gotten up to $232. And then when it got to 232, it actually got to 232.12. As soon as it hit that 232.12, it started going down. I said, okay, I'm gonna do exactly what I said because I have 11.68% of this stock is part of my portfolio, which I told you is too high. I need to balance it, okay? So I did sell 10% of my shares in Pioneer today. It's still, because it's so expensive and gone up so much, it dropped my percent of my portfolio down to 10.4 from 11 point, let's just call it 7. So about 1.3%, it dropped by me selling 10% of my stake in my portfolio. But that's fine. That's what I said. I got 200. I paid, actually, I had said something about 230. So I actually keyed in a stop limit when it was at 232 for 231. And then about 30 minutes later, it got down to 231, automatically accepted my order. And I I sold the shares at $231. I didn't want to sell it, but I have to practice what I preach. It was way overbalancing in my portfolio. So 10% is really still way high. It's 10.4. That's still above the 5% that is put me in my happy zone, so to speak, is 5%, okay? And I told you I at least like for it to be below 10. So it's at 10.4, so I'm a little more comfortable with it at 10.4. Since I sold it at 231, the stock has gone down to 228.56. The lower today was 227.76. So it's not being overly sold. I mean, that's some profit taking. It's gone up a lot. I mean, it's gone up 27% in a month. So still a good company though. I still think it may make it to $280. We shall see. But I'm not going to sell all those shares no matter what, because I want that dividend. I like that dividend that they have for Pioneer. So I don't particularly want to sell too much of it, but I did sell 10% today. So I mean, I got to practice what I preach. And we'll go back to Merck right quick, because I don't have any drug companies. I'm thinking maybe I should buy some drug companies. So Merck is down. You know, they had that great big acquisition, but this is going to add a lot of money to their bottom line once this gets all processed and this drug becomes available. You got to think down the road, it's going to come up. So right now it's at $114.95. It's only down 35 cents, which is not too bad. And if you want to look at some things that I look at, the beta number is 0.2. So obviously it's not as volatile as the S&P 500. It kind of steady, holds the course. Its price to earnings ratio is under 25. It's 20.18. Okay, that's good. And of course, it's got earnings per share, you know, which can be manipulated by the company, but earnings per share are $5.71. And the quarterly dividend yield is 73 cents. And it pays a dividend of 2.53%. Remember, I kind of like it to be higher than that, because if at 2.53%, I can get a U.S. Treasury at 5.2. That's almost that's 1.5% higher than what this is, or actually 2.5% higher than what the dividend yield is for Merck. But you also got to have some stocks and be stable. Every single analyst I'm looking at, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them on here, I'll have a buy. Either positive, buy, strong buy. Merck's 52-week range, the high low is $83.05. The high is $116.45. So if you look at the current price of $114.95, it is really close to its 52-week high. So just wanted to give you, if you were interested in buying Merck, it is a good company. I don't currently own Merck. I've been looking at it, but I haven't bought it. And that's a really good pharmaceutical company. It's a big company. So, and you know, that price to earnings is 20.18. I saw somebody at some news on PXD today also. Their price to earnings on PXD is 7.4. And currently on this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 people, 7 analysts I'm looking at. 3 of them have a buy. One has a moderate buy, so that's 4 that have a buy. One says a hold. That one at the bottom is a technical research that always says avoid it altogether. Well, I guess they rose up or wised up and upgraded it from avoid to neutral. That's a big thing for this company. A technical research company there's a second opinion about something. But anyway, they're at a neutral, up from avoid. It's kind of hard not to say avoid it when it's going up $50. I would laugh if I saw something that says under to avoid it. That's Pioneer. So And currently it's down $1.56 now at 215, 228.44. So stay the course. Only reason I trimmed some shares is to try to balance my portfolio. And it's still over 10% of my portfolio. So if I see it go back up to maybe 233 again or 235, I'll put the same stock limit in and put 230. Maybe I'll change it to 232. Sell a few more shares till I can get it below 10%. I at least want to get it below 10% of my portfolio because I like that dividend they pay. So I want to stay the course with that. And so basically the news of the day is financials again. And we'll see how things go. So I'll see. That's about all I got for today. Hope you guys have a great Monday. It is Monday, of course, for me. Somebody said, if you're retired, yeah, today is Saturday. Every day is Saturday. So this is my Saturday, Monday. Tomorrow will be Saturday, Tuesday. And we'll see what happens. So it's not been too bad of a day. The market's still, all three indices are down. The Dow Jones Industrial Average still down 58. NASDAQ down 45. S&P 500 down 11. So, guys, hope you have a great day. I'm sure I'll be back on one or two more times this week, especially if we have some breaking news that I think is important. The stuff we talked about, I'll come on and talk about it. So, other than that, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.